Good morning, good day. I'm happy to have with us one of our deans, Dean Alicia DeWalt. She is going to introduce herself, and we are going to have another version of our 10 big questions. Alicia?
Thanks, Dr. Harris, and thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this. I am Dr. Alicia DeWalt. Please call me Alicia. And I am the Dean of our College of Graduate and Professional Studies at the Chicago School. And I have been with the Chicago School for 13 years now. And prior to that, I was a student.
Wow, wow, wow. I've also been excited about hearing this, having this interview. So the first part is a rapid fire icebreaker questions.
All
So I'm
right.
just going to ask you these 10 questions and you'll go through and you will answer them. So here we go.
All right.
Okay. Dog or cat?
Dog.
Early bird or late night owl?
Early bird, all the way.
Books or audiobooks?
Books.
Text message or phone call?
Ooh, that's hard. Probably text message for day to day.
iOS or Android?
iPhone.
Yeah.
hmm
Spontaneous adventure or planned trip?
Planned trip.
Mhm. Lose track of time reading or watching TV?
Reading.
Window seat or aisle seat?
Window.
Work in silence or work with music?
Silence.
Messy desk or neat and tidy desk?
Typically neat and tidy. I'm looking at my desk right now. It's very messy.
Okay, okay. So thank you for our rapid fire questions. And
Welcome.
now I want to ask you a couple of more questions. And these are some of our regular interview questions. Okay.
Okay.
What's a challenge you've overcome that shaped you to who you are today?
All right. Um, okay, I would say the one that comes to top of mind that has truly shaped my life is I lost my brother, my middle brother, to suicide when I was 16. And as you can imagine, that completely shapes your life in how you work through that and the challenges that I overcome came as a teenager and moving into my adulthood and determining how I was going to take that challenge. And I had two very clear paths, and I went down one for a while of anger and not caring what the next step in my life was. And I had a pivotal moment in my life where I decided that, you know what, I will use my given talents, and I'm going to take this challenge and do something with it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
you're welcome.
Um, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Oh gosh, the best advice. I think it goes back to my first question, and one of those pivotal
Mhm.
moments that I had, it was um that I was meant to do good in this world, and I needed to use my God-given talents um and do something with it. And that was truly part of my pivotal moment, was getting that advice and having that moment where it really clicked for me, and that people do have two paths. And one of the I like a lot of quotes. And so a quote
Yeah.
that has always stuck with me is the world breaks for everyone, and afterwards, many people are stronger at the broken places.
Mm, yeah, okay. What's a small but meaningful way you stepped out of your comfort zone recently?
Hmm. I would say, I don't know how small it is, but I have recently been able to engage in study abroad courses at the Chicago School, and have been able to step into that instructor role and be responsible for students who are going out of the country, sometimes for the first time. And for me to be able to have those experiences is one is humbling, but two, to be out of the country and not only be responsible for yourself, but for others and help support that transformational change has certainly been one that I've been able to step out of my comfort zone. And it's been um, such a humbling experience, grateful, certainly has impacted my global competency and has had a transformational change on me, but I've also seen students have that transformational change. So that would be one way I'd say I've stepped out of my comfort zone recently.
Okay. Okay. What's one thing you wish more people understood about you?
Um, oh, that's a good question.
Mhm. I saw you smile when I answered it. That's
Yeah, I would say I don't. Hmm, I'm very authentic. What you see is
Mhm.
what you get. Typically, I can be. I joke around a lot. I love relationships and getting to know people.
Mhm.
And so I think that would be, although I am in my role and we have hard work to do and hard conversations, that I really enjoy the relationships that I have and the connections that we're able to make.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
That does answer my
Okay.
question. Appreciate it. Um, so now I'm going to ask you, what's a project or collaboration that you've been part of that made you feel valued?
Oh, okay. Let me think for a moment. We've had a lot of projects happening. You know what? I will say I had a lot of value when I recently was able to go to DC with our advancement team and our public affairs team and be able to meet with different members in our government, meet with different staff teams. At the Capitol, and to be able to be brought into that work and help to advocate for our students, for our institution, it was really meaningful, and I felt a lot of value in being able to for them to take that time with me and provide those opportunities.
Mhm. Good. What's a risk you've taken that's paid off?
Mm, the risk I've taken. Let me think, Rodney. These are
Mhm.
hard questions. Okay, a risk I've taken. I would say in my professional world, a risk I took was pivoting away from a career trajectory I thought I was going to have when I went into grad school. So I started in a counseling program at the Chicago School, and I finished it. But during that time, I also became a student worker at the Chicago School, and I learned what the back of house, I guess you'd say,
Yeah.
of what is needed to for a university to function and for students to have the experiences that they're able to have. And for me, I found so much passion in that work, and it brought different areas that I really enjoy together. And so I made a shift in not moving forward with the counseling work and moving into more of an operations administrative position at the Chicago School. And for me, it still supported my initial desire of counseling, because although I didn't find my true passion in the day-to-day counseling work, I'm able to support all of these students that have this passion and that provide this direly needed service to communities. And for me, I'm able to still support and further that work in the role that I have that also serves my passions and my strengths.
What was the first car you drove?
A yellow Mustang. Yep.
Did your yellow Mustang have a name? Did you give your yellow Mustang a name?
No, I
Okay.
did not. No, and it was
Okay.
not a new Mustang. I just want to make that clear. We're talking
Okay.
like older yellow Mustang, and it was my favorite thing.
Mhm. I think two more. Tell me the last time you had to ask for help.
The last time, I'm sure I had asked for help this morning. I ask for help every day. I have 3 young children, so
Okay.
always asking for help. And I have an amazing partner, my husband, in whom we share uh, we share all the help and the needs together. So I'm sure I asked him for help this morning with one of them.
Okay. What is the longest time you have stood in a line and for what? Like, what was the reason that you were standing in the line?
Yeah, the longest time I've stood in a line, gosh, just at any point in time.
Yeah, any point in
Okay.
time.
It probably wasn't the longest in actuality that I've stood in a line, but it felt like it standing in line for a Disney ride. I think it was the Frozen ride, with 3 young children, and it just felt like eternity trying to get
Yeah,
to that ride.
yeah. And this is going to conclude and actually connects with the last question.
Okay.
What is your favorite Disney song?
Oh my goodness, we listen to so many Disney songs. It's a great question. I don't know. I think I would go to a classic, which would be like Hakuna Matata, which just rings true, right? To my mantra. It means no worries. We're going to get through it. We are going to continue to do the work. Um, yeah, and it brings positivity to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, First, I want to appreciate and celebrate your taking time and honoring us and coming with your presence. Also, want to thank you for answering the questions with depth. I could hear it, I could see it, I could see your face
Oh,
light up, I could see your smiles. You talked about your partners, you talk about your kids, and helping us to connect and get to know you in a new way. So, thank you for your time. Is there anything else you would like to share with us before you get ready to go?
no, I thank you for the time. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this community. I thank you for the work that you do. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of these 10 big questions and learning more about our students and our faculty and our staff. So thank you for doing this. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and so the next one, actually, you will be receiving another email shortly where we will introduce you to the student that you will interview, and then that student will go on. So thank you
Okay.
for that, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Rodney. Bye.